Meet Kwame, a ranger at a Kenyan reserve. His job is to protect wildlife from poachers, monitor the ecosystem, and help animals in distress. Every morning he sets out on patrol, traversing the vast savanna where life thrives under the scorching sun. His eyes are trained to notice the slightest changes in the animal behavior, as every detail in these lands can be the key to salvation. He knows every corner of the reserve, every sound and scent of the savanna. But that day, he had no idea what lay ahead. Kwame spotted it immediately. A cheetah, the symbol of speed and grace, was in trouble. It was limping, its movement slow and almost agonizing. The animal, usually faster than the wind, could barely move its paws, as if each one weighed a ton. Kwame felt his heart tighten with worry. Something was wrong, and he knew he had to act fast. Approaching closer, Kwame saw the cause. The cheetah had a massive abscess on its front paw. The skin around it was red, the swelling so severe that the animal could hardly put weight on it. The infection was draining its strength, and without food or the ability to hunt, this cheetah was doomed. In the savannah, weakness means death, and Kwame knew time was against them. He immediately contacted the base and called for a veterinary team, but sedating a wild predator in the open savanna is a huge risk. Even weakened, the cheetah remained dangerous. Its instincts could take over, and it might attack at any moment. Moreover, if the operation went wrong, the anesthesia or complications could be fatal. Kwame faced a choice: leave the animal to its fate or risk everything to save it. His heart told him he had to try. Kwame made his decision. He couldn't let the cheetah die. A spark of hope ignited in his heart that this proud and powerful predator could still return to life. It was a moment when man and wild beast became bound by a single fate. The veterinarians arrived quickly, but the conditions were far from ideal. They worked under the blazing sun, surrounded by the sounds of the savanna, the distant roar of lions, and the cries of birds. The abscess was deep, and the infection had spread further than expected. Every stitch, every injection was a fight for the cheetah's life. The veterinarians knew time was against them. Too long under anesthesia could kill the weakened animal. Tension hung in the air, but they didn't give up, pouring all their knowledge and strength into the effort. The operation lasted over an hour. When the final stitch was placed, the cheetah was still breathing, but its condition remained critical. The veterinarians moved it to a special enclosure for recovery, where it could be monitored. They watched every breath, hoping its body would find the strength to fight. But this was only half the journey. Now everything depended on whether the cheetah had the will to live. The following days were a true test. The cheetah didn't eat or stand. Its body was too weak to combat the effects of the infection and surgery. The veterinarians feared it wouldn't survive. Kwame came every day, bringing not only hope but also silent support. He looked at the cheetah, spoke to it as if it could understand his words, and prayed for life to return to its eyes. He recalled how this cheetah, once so majestic, was now fighting for every breath. Then on the fifth day, a miracle happened. Kwame noticed the cheetah lift its head. Its eyes, once dull, now sparkled faintly but unmistakably. It was the first sign that it hadn't given up. Kwame couldn't hold back a smile. This moment confirmed that the fight wasn't in vain. The next day, the cheetah took its first step. Shaky and uncertain, it fell but tried again. At that moment, everyone present felt that hope was still alive. The cheetah was fighting, and the people fought alongside it, supporting it with every glance and word. Day by day, the cheetah grew stronger. It began eating small portions, its wound healed, and its movements became more confident. The veterinarians who had initially doubted its recovery now called it a true miracle. But Kwame knew it wasn't just the power of nature, it was the power of human compassion that gave the cheetah a chance. After several weeks, the cheetah was almost its old self. Its paw had healed, and the fire of a predator burned in its eyes again. It ran around the enclosure, testing its strength as if preparing to return to the wild. Kwame and the team decided it was time to set it free. On the day the enclosure door opened, the cheetah stepped out cautiously, as if listening to the call of the savannah. It paused, looked back at Kwame, and in its gaze was something the ranger would never forget, a mix of gratitude and wild freedom. Then it bolted forward, gaining speed, and vanished into the golden grass. Kwame felt his heart swell with pride. His mission was complete. The story of this cheetah spread around the world. The video, filmed by Kwame and his team, touched the hearts of millions. People from all corners of the globe shared their emotions, writing about how this story reminded them that even the strongest creatures can be vulnerable. They thanked Kwame and the veterinarians who risked everything to save one animal, showing that humans can change the fate of a wild creature. Kwame continues his work at the reserve. He teaches the next generation of rangers that their mission is not only to protect nature, but also to be ready to lend a helping hand to those in need. The story of this cheetah became a symbol of hope for him, a reminder that even in the most challenging circumstances, strength can be found to keep going. He often recalls the cheetah's gaze before it raced off into the savannah, a look full of life and freedom. This story is proof that even in the wild there is room for humanity. One cheetah, one ranger, and one team changed not only the fate of a single animal, but also inspired millions worldwide. It reminds us that each of us can make the world better, step by step, acting with an open heart. This story teaches us to value every life, whether human or wild, and to remember that compassion is a force capable of changing destinies. Support reserves and wildlife rescue projects. Together, we can give them a second chance. Your help can be decisive for those who cannot ask for it themselves. Every bit of support, whether a donation or sharing such stories, helps preserve the beauty of wildlife for future generations. Let's protect those who make our world so vibrant and alive. Join us in this mission to ensure that stories like this continue to inspire and remind us of the power of kindness and unity in saving our planet's precious creatures. Dear friend, thank you for watching this video. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to catch more inspiring stories about wildlife and the people who protect it. Your support helps us share the stories of those who make the world a better place.